Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your elemental rune reading for the week of February 22nd through the 28th of 2026. This is the last week of February. Can you believe we're almost a quarter of the way through the year already? So there's that. These are general readings, so take what works, leave the rest for somebody else. I read for the elements instead of the zodiac, and there's a video in the description if you're interested as to why. There's also a natal interpretation chart if you're interested. It's not a sponsored link or anything, but you can check that out. It's more of a convenience, so you don't have to go hunting one. But with that, we will get started, and our first energy that we look at is fire, which is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So if you're Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, this message is for you. And fire, you're starting off with the Manaz rune, which is the rune of man. It is color of deep red. Tarot association is the magician, and astrology is Jupiter. And it's humankind, wisdom held in the body, mind and body working as one, knowledge, memory, and interdependence of the masculine and feminine within. So fire, you're starting off this week with the energy of balance. And it's really starting to understand the balance between mind, body, spirit. It's this combination of energies of the totality of who you are as a person. So you're not just walking into this week some flesh suit that happens to be animated. This is a call to remember who you are. It's not just the one thing. You're a combination of a great deal. And this is also saying, understanding that your body holds great wisdom, your mind holds great wisdom, and your soul holds great wisdom. And when you bring your attention and awareness to these three things, all of a sudden you start to realize that your body will tell you if there's something going on. Gut instincts, those hairs on the back of your neck that like to stand up when something is just either not right or so right you're like, wait a minute, what is that? So it's that call to remember what you've remember what you didn't know or remember what you've forgotten. Your second rune is the Othila rune, which is the ancestral property rune. Color of deep yellow, tarot association is the moon, and astrology is the full moon. So this is working with intuition and water energy. It's possessions and inheritance, real property, but also inherited abilities or traits. So when you bring these two energies together, what you're really bringing in is remembering your past, remembering your ancestral line. There is an energy from your past that is being brought forward this week that is going to help you understand the balance of power within the body, the balance dynamic in a relationship. And it doesn't matter if you're in a male-female relationship, a male-male, a female-female, you still have the energies of the masculine and the feminine who are being called into balance. Because without that particular balance, things devolve into chaos. And that's a universal trait, not so much physical. It affects the physical big time. But that's where we have to understand this energy and fire this week with the Othila and Manaz coming up. It's really saying, remember who you are. Remember where you come from. And remember the gift of the power that the Lord and Lady have brought through, because this is not a simple thing to understand this power dynamic. In alchemy, you have to understand the sulfur, salt, and spirit. Well, that's mind, body, spirit. So you're still working with those three. And when you start to understand balancing what goes on inside, magnifies and reflects out to everything around you, this is actually a really important thing to be focusing on this week. So because as within, so without, when you are able to find the balance within yourself, within your relationship, notice the balance that starts to radiate out from you, and things start to settle down. Now, is that going to be everything? No, because your sphere of influence is within your sphere of influence. But when you can find that stability within, it reflects to those around you as well. So let's hop over to our Earth family, which is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So if you're Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or have air or Earth high up in your chart, This one's yours, and you're starting off with the Algae's rune, which is the rune of protection. Color is gold. Terra association is the moon, again with that intuitive water energy. And your astrology is Cancer, so Earth, you're definitely having some water influences going on here. Protection from danger, resisting temptations, and new beginnings possible. So Earth, if you've got a new project you're working on, this is just a reminding that you're being protected. If you happen to be having a work-related traveling, is what I'm hearing, trip that you have to do, this is one of those energies where you're getting protected for this. You also are being told to pay attention to your intuition, that moon energy, that water energy, because this is going to be a guarding force for you. Is this tap on your shoulder, that, like I said, that little gut instinct, that feeling of what's going on, what am I missing? And that energy is really going to be brought forward this week. And I keep sensing, and again, this isn't for everybody, but there's one of the people watching that you have a work trip coming up and you're not sure about it, and this is the universe coming in to say, no, actually you're good. That is just you paying attention that there could be something going on. Your second rune is the Iawaz rune, which is the yew tree rune. Color is dark blue. Tarot association is Hanged Man, and astrology is Scorpio. So you have Pisces and Scorpio coming in here. You've got Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Earth, pay attention to your water. The people around you who are water, they're going to be the most supportive for you this week, is what I'm hearing. Protection, signifying a time of death and rebirth, foresight, and perseverance. Also, your intuition is going to be very strong this week, Earth, and that is not something to be afraid of. Earth, you tend to be more about the physical, things you can touch, things you can see, what you can experience with the five senses. This week is, the messages that are coming in are going to be way more intuitive, way more etheric, so to speak. So really tap into this energy of protection, and you're not alone through this, is what I'm also hearing. And that's where your Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces people, your water elemental family members or inner circle people, they're going to be able to be like, oh, no, dude, you're not going crazy. This is what we've all been through. It's just you're doing with this week. So they might be a little confused by what's happening, but it's for your best spiritual growth, and that may be a little uncomfortable for you. But the reality is you're going to end up in a better place from this. And learning to trust your intuition takes time, because is it just a voice in my head, or am I actually having this experience? And that's where your water family is going to actually be very beneficial for you, Earth. So check those guys out within your circle, and if something comes up, ask their opinion, because they're going to probably have the best insights for you. Let's hop over. If I hit the right button, that helps too, right? Let's hop over to our air family. And air covers Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So if you're Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, this one is for you. We have Uraz as your first rune, which is color of dark green. Tarot association is the High Priestess. Some good luck coming in. Astrology is Taurus. Now, air, this is your literally polar opposite energy here. Creative power, wisdom, and knowledge, good fortune, opportunity, and sexuality. So you may be having a little bit more of an amorous week, which is awesome, but that Taurus energy, which is extremely grounding, this might be a little bit of an issue for you, air. Not negative, so to speak, but it's definitely going to be where your challenge lies. And this could be something to do with the hearth and the home, or finances, even though air also dominates finances. So see how that plays out for you. But with the High Priestess, this is a new beginning energy. This is also the energy of good luck as it's being brought forward. So you have some interesting energies for air specifically. And I'm not reading it for the rune, I'm reading it for the energy. So when you look at this, you're going to be in a pretty good spot overall, air, with this energy. But with that Taurus energy, this is where you want to be paying attention to the hearth, the home, the places in your environment where you feel really stubborn might be a tripping point. You might just get stuck to the ground and not be able to see something else. Be aware of being inflexible this week, because that will not serve you well at all. So let's take a peek at your second rune and see what else is going on here. We have the Dagaz rune, which is another rune of the day, And we have color of light blue, tarot association is temperance, astrology is the dark moon. Awakening and clarity, success, prosperity, and abundance. So you are in a really good spot, but there is that heads up, don't get too anchored, don't get too stuck in a mindset that may not be beneficial. Learn to go with the flow, which you and water have this down. You can just float around, do your thing. But you also have to be reminded right now for some reason that you don't want to get stuck in a locked in pattern. Be open to changes, be open to things coming in a different way. And when we have the Degas rune with that awakening and clarity, this is tapping into your intuition, which you love logic and reason. You like to be able to figure things out. And what's coming in this week, you're going to probably be leaning a little bit more on your intuition and inner guidance. And that may be, depending on how you approach that can be very uncomfortable for you, but it's really about this is the best possible option. So see how that plays out for you, because there is I'm getting that feeling that it's going to be a little bit of a challenge at points, but you can handle it as long as you're open to being more flexible about whatever situation that is. And they're not showing that. Could be work related, but that's the only thing that they're giving me right now. So with that, let's hop over to our water family. And water is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, as we stated earlier with Earth. And water, you are starting off with, well, that's interesting. You have Othela coming through as well, which is an ancestral property, color of deep yellow, tarot association is the moon, and astrology is full moon. So this is tapping into your energy. Possessions and inheritance, real property, inherited abilities or traits. For you, water, these are innate talents that you are just coming to the surface. You might have had them pop up every now and then, like when under stress or something like that, but now they're starting to come full circle, and they're really starting this energy of and they're really focusing on the traits and abilities thing. Whatever is going forward right here, you're bringing this up. These are things that are natural to you because of your bloodline, because of being one of the water energies, but you've not really tapped into these strengths, and these strengths are now saying, you know what, you're ready for us, and we're coming through. Prep yourself, because here we go. And for a Pisces, it's like, here we go. But Cancer and Scorpio, depending on how this plays out for you, these could be a little bit of a shock to the system. Like you didn't quite expect this thing to be coming forward, but it's not unknown, it's just unused. And so that's where you get to have the excitement of discovery of these inherited abilities. There could be something that's being passed down to you as well from a family member or something like that. But the real energy that I'm picking up here, this is a trait or ability or talent that you have not fully developed or used. And this week, the universe is like, it's time. So your second rune, we have the weird rune, which is the rune of fate. Mystery and fate, the unknown, to have trust and faith. Water, what's coming to you this week is something that you're not going to be able to dodge. It's literally, they're saying that it's written in the stars. It is time for you to step into this. And that can really pay attention to your dreams, is what I'm hearing, and pay attention to your intuitive guidance, which is natural for water anyway. But this is that reminder. What's happening is something that your soul has agreed to before, and it's time to put it into practice. It's time to step up, so to speak. And you're getting general guidance here, because each water energy is going to have a different gift come through. So there's not a way to say, well, this sign is going to get in telepathy, this sign is going to get a healing, this one's going to get. That's not the case. It's what's innate to you that's coming forward. And they just keep going over, this is something that your soul's agreed to, whether your conscious mind is ready for it or not. That's irrelevant, because it is fated. That's this rune. It is meant to happen. And the trick with this is understanding and embracing the mystery. And out of these three, water's going to be the one that, Pisces is going to be the one that's actually ready for this. Like they get the mystery and they enjoy it. So be open to this new arrival. Be open to this new inherited ability or trait. And like I said, it could be something physical, like a family member gifting you something that was handed down through the family line. But I'm really feeling strongly with this one. It's more intuitive. It's more a trait or an ability that you've kind of been ignoring. So overall, message for everyone here: this week is going to be a week of intuition. It's looking inside, doing some mirror work, some journaling. But this is a week where you're getting to experience life in a way where you're not just seeing the physical. You get to explore other realms, you get to explore other concepts and ideas. This week, the only one who's really getting grounded this week, which is weird, is air. Everyone else is actually being called to step into the unknown, being called to experience things in a new light or in a different way. Look at life through a different lens, so to speak. So however your week plays out, I really feel like you're going to have a good week. Not a lot of challenges except for air. Everyone else looks like everything's going to go all right as long as you're open to the intuitive experiences. So with that, I will let you guys and gals go. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on this reading or if you saw something different in the runes. But other than that, I will see you in the next video.